What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm here with the notorious Timex Weekender. This watch has been praised by many as one of the best watch values out there today for under $50. If you're on a budget and you're looking for a watch that is extremely durable, versatile, and stylish for under $50, then stick around and keep watching, because today I'll be giving you guys my honest, unbiased review of the Timex Weekender. Stay tuned. So before we jump into the review, I just want to point out that this video is not sponsored by Timex. I recently picked this watch up because I've seen it all over YouTube over the past few years, and I also noticed that it's actually the most purchased wristwatch on all of Amazon. So I decided that it was finally time to pick one up. Now, Timex really needs little introduction, but for those of you who are just starting to get into watches, I'm just going to give you guys a real quick history of Timex. Timex was founded back in 1854 in a town called Waterbury, Connecticut. At the time, the company was simply called Waterbury Clock Company. Fast forward to 1896 when a company called Ingersoll would come out with a pocket watch called the Yankee. This watch had a price tag of just $1 and was made by the Waterbury Clock Company for Ingersoll. The Yankee watch became so popular that by 1899, 8,000 were being made every single day. Following the Great Depression in the 1930s, Waterbury Clock Company was able to revitalize itself by producing the iconic Mickey Mouse wristwatch under the Ingersoll brand name. These watches were originally introduced at the 1933 Chicago World's Fair and quickly became the company's first $1 million line of watches, which saved the company from bankruptcy. During the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, the Waterbury Clock Company would be renamed to the United States Time Corporation, and then to simply Timex. Today, Timex produces tens of thousands of watches every year and is loved by millions of watch enthusiasts around the world. Timex is most known for their affordability as well as their durability. The watch that I'll be reviewing today is called the Timex Weekender, and I don't think that Timex could have come up with a better name for it. It's a simple quartz brass watch with a nylon strap. It's very simplistic, but at the same time feels a bit grand when you're wearing it on your wrist. Now, something else to note about this watch is that from what I can observe, it's actually the most purchased watch on all of Amazon. And in this video, we'll be finding out exactly why. Let's move on to the size and the specs of the watch. The size of the Weekender is relatively average. The case diameter is 38 millimeters, the case thickness is 10.5 millimeters, and the strap has a 20 millimeter width as well as a 9¼ inch length. Now for the specs. The case is made out of brass and has been polished up quite well. You can definitely feel that this watch has a brass case while you're wearing it. It's not the heaviest watch out there, but it's certainly heavier than your average stainless steel watch. The movement inside of the Weekender is just a basic quartz movement, with the lithium battery inside having a lifespan of about 10 years. The dial is white and the glass is a mineral crystal, which should provide good scratch resistance. After owning this watch for about 6 months, I see no signs of scratches or wear on the crystal. Now, this watch does not have luminous hands, but it does have something even better. The Weekender comes with Timex's signature Indiglow backlight feature, which makes reading the time during night extremely easy and enjoyable. The dial on this watch is very simple, but that's what I like about it. It features the usual display numbers of hours 1 through 12, but it also features military time underneath each hour. The numbers are nice and bold, making this watch very easy to tell the time on. The strap is made out of nylon, which leads me to one of the best advantages of owning this watch. Timex made the Weekender so that you can easily switch out the strap and replace it at a moment's notice. I have seen literally hundreds of different types of straps on this watch, from leather to silicone. And they all look good on it. The Weekender is water resistant up to 30 meters, which translates to about 100 feet. Splashes and rain should be no problem for this watch, but I wouldn't suggest swimming in it. Although I have heard stories of people swimming with these watches on, and they reported no problems. If you are interested in this topic, then make sure to stick around for this whole video, because towards the end of this video, I will be completely submerging this watch. The style of this watch is simplistic yet bold at the same time, making it a very versatile watch that can be worn with just about anything. Now let's get into the unboxing and discuss the features and overall design of this watch. The Timex Weekender comes in a nice square box that opens up to reveal the watch. I really like how Timex included this little plastic stand for the Weekender to sit on. Since the case of this watch is made out of polished brass, it has a nice solid weight to it, which makes the Weekender feel very durable. Once it's on the wrist, it fits very nicely and it is quite comfortable. The nylon strap is very easy to adjust and feels good around your wrist. Along with the watch, you also get some paperwork, which just goes over the warranty, the battery life, and the water resistance of the watch. As far as the overall design is concerned, the Timex Weekender has a very slick, simplistic design that also manages to come across as elegant. It's an extremely versatile timepiece, and it can be worn with just about anything. The nylon strap gives it a nice casual appearance that can be worn at almost any occasion. This watch is perfect for students, blue-collar workers, people just looking to enjoy the weekend in style, and even businessmen. And since the straps are so easily interchangeable, you can pick up a few straps and have a completely different look for every occasion. Now let's move on to the features. The Weekender has a surprising amount of features for the price. So aside from the regular slip-through straps, which can very easily be replaced, the Weekender also comes with quick release, which is a great alternative to the slip-through straps. Quick release straps are also very versatile and easy to change. My personal favorite feature on this watch, which I mentioned earlier, is the Indiglo backlight feature. It can be easily activated simply by pushing down on the crown of the watch. And after a while, you'll probably find yourself doing this often just to get that little bit of pleasure by watching it glow in the dark. And lastly, as I mentioned earlier, this watch does offer military time on the dial next to the regular hours. The build quality of the Weekender honestly surprised me a bit. This Weekender retails for around just $30, but this watch is built like a tank. The case is constructed out of brass and it has a nice dense weight to it. And after owning this watch now for about 6 months, I've had zero issues with it. The Weekender is definitely built to last. So if you are familiar with my other videos, then you know that I always like to do just a basic water resistance test on every watch that I review. I did the same with the Timex Weekender, and I kept it submerged for about 5 minutes. The Weekender passed the test with absolutely no issues. I still wouldn't suggest swimming with this watch on, but at the same time, I don't think you should be too worried if you accidentally do. So, since this is an honest review, I do need to bring up just a couple of problems that people might have with this watch. Personally, neither of these things bother me, but I know that some people might find them annoying. So, problem number one is just the fact that the second hand doesn't always line up with the markers perfectly, which is honestly to be expected considering it's a $30 watch. And the other thing that some people seem to not like about this watch is the fact that it is a bit loud. I personally have no problem with it, but this watch can be heard quite easily in a quiet room. But again, when considering the fact that it's just a $30 watch, it's safe to say that you get your money's worth, because those are the only two cons that I've seen associated with this watch. Overall, Timex is a great introduction if you're just starting to get into watches, and the quality of this Timex will definitely impress you. Bottom line, at a price tag of around just $30, the Timex Weekender is hands down one of the very best values in consumer watches today. Thanks to a great overall package of solid build quality, some awesome Indiglow backlighting, and a 1-year warranty. I'll include an Amazon link below so you can pick up the Timex Weekender at the lowest price available. Last but not least, please don't forget to thumbs up and comment if you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all about the Timex Weekender, leave it in the comments section below and I'll try to get back to everybody. Take care, guys.